There's little doubt that women's sports is on the rise and getting more attention than ever before. When talking with former and current members of Team USA basketball, their pride of accomplishment clearly shines through, and though they still know they have a ways to go, the foundation for success has been established.
Yeah, so we've been working really hard over the last, I would say, 10 years. You can see the movement changing a little bit. This is the largest women's wheelchair basketball tournament for national championships we've ever had. We have 14 teams here. And you'll see how many kids we have here. We have a lot of our junior athletes playing with our Paralympians and women. So we created this mentorship pipeline, and it's really stuck and had the girls stay in the program into adulthood.
So I think I went to my first women's nationals when I was 16 years old, and I think there were maybe only 5 or 6 teams that went that year. And now, this tournament, I think we have 13 or 14 teams, which is crazy. That's about 10 girls per team. So the sport has grown tremendously, and especially for women, and especially with the NCAA, March Madness women are doing, and they had 14.2 million viewers on the women's side of able-bodied basketball. It just shows that women's sports are trending, they're popular, they're awesome to watch. So it's just super exciting growth for the sport.
Coming back to this tournament is really my first time being around more athletes and more players than just my USA girls. So, for example, Zay on my team turned 14 today, and she's out there absolutely balling, and she is going to be one of the future athletes. We've got Itty Bitty Beast Mode just absolutely draining some buckets on us. So seeing this young talent here is extremely exciting for the women's game. I think, one of the blessings with USA is we know that the legacy is going to continue on because we have such strong programs here with juniors and college. That when our vets are ready to step away and do something different, there's a ton of talent that's growing and ready to step into those shoes. So it's exciting to be around this, honestly.
The days of making international teams as club players is becoming a distant memory. Now, as in most other sports, the collegiate world has become a necessity to groom the players in the high-level adaptive sporting world as well. Major universities such as Illinois, Alabama, Arizona, and many more have programs designed to both educate and support the up-and-coming adaptive athletes now and into the future.
We're starting to see college become a pipeline to USA. We don't see a lot of girls that just come straight out of high school or that choose to go a different path and just make the USA team. I think, going to collegiate programs, you're playing every day, you're practicing. A lot of times this is the first time playing on an all-women's team. Even my juniors program was co-ed, and I was actually the only female on the team. And so I think you're starting to get the balance and starting to see how we play the sport a little bit better.
In order for us to have the proper pipeline, I think our college system's our best bet. If you look at the United States team now, I think 11 out of the 12 athletes came from a college program. And it's just needed. Basically, if you want to be great at wheelchair basketball, there's a couple outlying dark horses like Natalie Schneider, amazing player, but you basically need to go to a college.
University of Illinois honestly changed my life. I had a great coach, Steph Wheeler, who developed my basketball skills and also just kind of made me a better person all around. Getting up at 6 a.m. 5 days a week is not easy, but it was a super exciting 4 years, exciting time getting my degree, and honestly, it made me the basketball player I am today.
I think at Alabama we've built a really good program, especially since I've been there. I really, like the character of girls that we've been able to bring in, and I think bringing in a lot of U.S. talent is starting to kind of bleed into the U.S. program as well. We've got a few girls on the current team that are going to be playing in Paris, so yeah, I'm excited for them, but just excited for all the girls that get to represent their country in Paris.
It's really been the funding, figuring out the way that people can fund programs. I think colleges, we have the USOPC has this movement of Paralympians made here and trying to branch out more with NCAA games where the women played at the halftime of the D1 final women's game for the first time ever. Last year we did it at the D3 and D2 games. So you can see that NCAA is starting to back us. It's a funding. How do you get the funds? How does the school allocate those funds for this program? There's very few, if at all, that are underneath the athletics umbrella. Most of us are under club sports. So we really need to shift into the athletics department, taking ownership, and then I think we'll see us grow. The other thing is point of saturation. How many athletes can, get an education and play wheelchair basketball or other sports at the same time.
Just as in the able-bodied world of sports, typically it's only the elite few at the very top of their game that have the chance to play on a Paralympic level. But there's no denying the health, confidence, and well-being that extends well beyond the court.
Sports has provided me so much and so many opportunities since I was young. I played soccer up until I was 19 and had my injury, and it taught me work ethic, it taught me team camaraderie, and it's taught me just countless lessons that are so important, not just within this sport, but also in the real world. Without sport, I don't think I would be as successful outside of it, doing the things that I do in the nonprofit world and coaching. So incredibly grateful. Not only that, I've gotten the opportunity to travel the world and represent Team USA, which, you know, is like, it's not much better than you can do than represent your country.
Basketball has changed my life, and I know that that's kind of a cliche thing to say, but it genuinely has. Like, when I was a little kid, I was so shy, couldn't really hold a conversation with someone because I was too afraid and timid to really do anything. And then when I joined a team sport like wheelchair basketball, it forced me to talk with other people and make friends, and it like really built my confidence to be good at something. And that's just translated to like the rest of my life, because I've been playing since I started playing. I haven't stopped.
So I started playing wheelchair basketball when I was 6 years old, and I fell in love with it right away. I like the team chemistry of wheelchair basketball. I like being able to do the highs and lows with a team and other people that are also going through the same journey as I am. Prior to cancer, I played able-bodied basketball. That was my favorite sport ever. I was on AAU teams, played for my school. So basketball was truly the love of my life when I was younger. And then when I was diagnosed with cancer, kind of being told I would never be able to play basketball again. So I thought that kind of more devastated me than the actual cancer part at that age. So finding wheelchair basketball years later, changing my life, kind of bringing back that passion, like just was such a life changer and so amazing.